Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another Sir-Realtech review. Today, we're going to be reviewing a small but very popular, very popular Apple product. A product that pretty much taken over the world of watches in any genre in the world. And today, we're going to be discussing the Apple Watch SE. I think it's the third generation in the year 2023. And the question is this watch still effective? And is it still as good as it was? Or is it as good as the other Apple Watches in 2023? Which comes with a lot of questions, but we'll get into that later on in the video. This shouldn't be a very long video. This is an Apple Watch. Many people around the world are very up on Apple Watches. Apple Watches are everywhere. If you got an iPhone or if you live anywhere other than a desert or in a wilderness, you know about Apple Watches because iPhones are everywhere. And usually where iPhones are, Apple Watches aren't far away. So this is the third generation, the SE version of the Apple Watch. And right off the top, I've had this Apple Watch for about maybe a year and a half, if not 2 years. And me being a tech enthusiast, I watch a lot of videos. So I've seen all the new watches that have come out and all the new sensors and everything that has come out on them, you know. And me being the kind of guy that I am, I've always wanted them. And if you're an tech enthusiast or if you're a person that enjoys tech, I'm pretty sure you've wanted these watches as well when you've seen them coming out, because they have a lot of cool watches coming out. Right now in 2023, I think the 8 just came out like last year, the end of last year, and the Ultra came out with it, and I'm super psyched about the Ultra. But for $800 or so, that's just a tough buy for me. I don't feel like I can pay $800 for an Apple Watch, even though it looks awesome. It is huge. I love huge watches. Maybe one day I'll get my hands on it. But I said all that to say this. I'd even go back as far as the 4 all the way up. All of those watches are great watches to buy in the year 2023. But this Apple Watch, the SE, the third generation SE, this is enough for me. In the year 2023, as long as I've had this watch, it has a big enough screen and it has enough information on the screen. I think this is the modular face. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but I think this is the modular face. And man, it has like 7 complications on here. It tells me the date. It tells me the day. It tells me the time. It tells me the weather. It has a calculator. It has an alarm, messages, and the battery life. Dude, that's a lot of information on the Apple Watch. And people that don't really get Apple Watches, either they don't care. I don't think they understand the convenience of having so much information on your wrist. And a lot of these other watches have a lot of cool things that come with them, but you know, I don't need all of those sensors. You know, maybe you do. If you do, then that's cool. But me, I don't need blood glucose monitors. I don't need anything to monitor my pulse. I don't really need anything to monitor my sleep. So when I really think about it, yes, I want them, but do I have to have it? When I think about it like that, it's like this watch is good enough. Every time I get a new case, a new protective case and put on this, it look brand new. And the screen looks beautiful. And I don't really need the 7, you know, with the spillover screen that you can see the numbers and things, some of the information from the side, and you know, the texting, you know, you can text on it. Now, I do find that interesting. It will probably be something that I won't really take full advantage of. But I do hand finger text on this watch right here. And that watch has more screen real estate. So, I mean, I could take advantage of that. But I am able to do what I want to do on this watch. The SE is enough for me. So, if you're wondering, you know, you're looking at all of these watches, and like I said, I think I've said this in a few of my other videos. I think I'm advertising for and I'm a spokesperson now for just buying the simple product that can do everything you want to do. You don't have to have the most expensive. Apple has devices that can pretty much fit every need you have at a lower price point. You know, you don't have to get the most expensive. You know, just think about it. Do I really need all of those sensors, you know, on my watch? I don't need it. This watch has everything that I could ask for in a watch. The vibration motor on this thing is crazy. That's one of the things that I really appreciated about an Apple Watch. You know, I would talk about the design, but you know, up until like the 7, they've all been pretty much the same design. It's not a lot of crazy different designs in the lineups. So I'm not really gonna get into design. But as far as function goes, like I said, this is my favorite screen. Like I said, I think it's called the modular. It has at least 7 complications on it, and it shows me so much information, all the information I need to see on one screen. And the vibration mode on this thing wakes me up every time I need to be woken up without waking up my significant other. I'm a very forgetful person, so it's very helpful to have a watch on that can send me reminders constantly. Because, like I said, I'm very forgetful. I forget stuff all the time. And to have that motor on my wrist vibrating and reminding me of something, keeping me up to date with the weather. I've never really been big on keeping up with the weather. You know, I'm an 80s baby, you know, so anybody who's around my age, you know, I don't think we really been big on keeping up with the weather. But, you know, if you want to stay dry, you want to be aware when it's about to rain. And, you know, we don't really watch the news. I mean, maybe you do, depending on what kind of family you grew up around, but we don't really watch the news. So for my watch to be able to tell me, hey, you probably want to take an umbrella out today because it's going to rain pretty good, you know, those small things help a lot. And so I'm not going to go on a long rant. You know, it's a lot of things I could say about it. But, you know, like I said, the Apple Watch is everywhere. And just like a lot of my videos, this is a really late video compared to a lot of people videos who stay up to date with the newest tech. I'm not really able to do that, and I don't really worry about it. I just try to give you information on things that I have currently that are still awesome devices and that still can provide you with pretty much anything you could ask for. So this Apple Watch SE is a great buy. I think right now you might be able to find this Apple Watch for around $300, maybe even lower than that. This is the LTE version, and I want to make a separate video about LTE, and I still might, but I do want to say this while I'm speaking on LTE. If you're in the middle about whether or not you should get LTE, just ask yourself these questions. Do I really want my phone to be around me at all times? Could I benefit from being able to leave my phone behind and still be able to communicate if I need to? You know, do I want to have access to some type of music or podcast, but I don't really want to tote my device around, especially if it's a heavy device like a Pro Max? You know, do I want to do those things? And if the answer is yes to any of those questions, LTE is your best friend. Get you a LTE device and give yourself the beautiful privilege of being able to separate yourself from your device without being completely separated from having the ability to listen to podcasts, listen to music, make phone calls, and send messages. You know, it's a wonderful feeling to step out the door and have that. Not only that, you will still have the ability to make payments. Apple Pay. This thing and Apple Pay has saved me so many times. I've left my wallet, and for a second I thought I was stranded, and I remembered I have Apple Pay on my Apple Watch. I can go into a whole nother rant about Apple Pay on my Apple Watch and LTE all by itself. But I think that's another rant for another video, because I'm really gonna have fun with that, and it might be longer than I want it to be. But anyway, having LTE has saved me a lot of times. That extra $10 a month comes in very handy. Also, another thing I'm going to talk about, I'm not going to go into detail about that now either, dealing with LTE. I have daughters, I have kids, and that's something I firmly believe in. My daughter has an Apple Watch. She has the same one. She has the 41 inch. This is not 41 inch, I'm sorry, the 41 millimeter. This is the 44 millimeter. She has the 41 millimeter. And I'm able to communicate with her. I need to know she's safe. I need to be able to talk to her when she's out and about. One time the bus broke down while she was at school, and she would have otherwise had to wait for like hours. It probably would have been nighttime before we even knew anything was really going on as far as where she was. But since she had a device on her arm, an Apple Watch on her arm, it had LTE. She was able to message us and let us know that she needed a ride, and we were able to come get her. And that type of technology, and that the idea that my daughter has a way to get in contact with us when she really needs us, gives me a lot of peace and a lot of comfort. And again, I'm really gonna dig into that idea in a separate video, more so about LTE on the Apple Watch than the Apple Watch itself. But guys, this is a great Apple Watch. If you're thinking about getting into the Apple Watch game, and you're looking at the SE and you're thinking to yourself, man, should I buy a more expensive one? Would a more expensive one be better? The answer is no. It wouldn't really be better. You're not gonna get a lot more because you pay a lot more when it comes to Apple Watches. And if you do get a lot more, I think you need to ask yourself the question, is it anything, am I gonna be getting anything that I actually need? Because this watch does pretty much everything you're gonna need it to do. You don't really need, well, I can't tell you what you need, but I'm gonna say that, you should make sure that what you're paying for is something that you actually need, or just something that you actually want. Sometimes it's something you want. You might not need it, you might not need it, but you might want it. So, I mean, if you want it, that's fine. But if you can do the same thing that I've done and pretty much just say to yourself, this watch is enough. It's more than enough, actually. It's perfect. And I got it, and I've had it for 1.5 years, now going on 2 years. And it has been a great watch and something I take with me everywhere I go. I do not leave the house without my watch. I barely take it off. It gets me through an entire day, battery life wise. I can get through an entire day. I throw it on the charger here and there when I don't really need it. But if I wanted to get through an entire day with this watch, I get up in the morning around 4:45 to go to work. And when I get back home, it's around 36%, if not 40 something percent. It lasts me an entire day. So battery life wouldn't be a problem. You're not gonna get another Apple Watch unless it's the Ultra that, from what I understand, lasts around 3 days. You're not gonna get another Apple Watch that's gonna outlast this watch by a large margin, other than the Ultra. So, it's not, these other Apple Watches don't have enough going on, in my opinion, for you to totally dismiss the SE. If I'm not mistaken, this is the 2021 version. I could be wrong, so please don't quote me on that, but I guess I need to get this information together before I do these videos. But anyway, I really just like to come on and just talk. I don't like to write the scripts. I don't like to, I don't even like to jot down ideas. I like to get on and I just like to be genuine and talk from the heart. And from the heart, this watch is a great watch. If you're ever wondering or thinking about getting one, look at the 2021 third generation Apple Watch SE. I guarantee you will not be disappointed. It's everything you could ever want. That's gonna be all for today. Please like, subscribe. I always tell you that. Please like, subscribe. Leave a comment. If you have the Apple Watch SE, the third generation, talk to me. Tell me how it's been working out for you. Tell me what you use it for. how, well, you know, maybe tell me about some instances where it really came in handy. Again, I'm going to be doing another video pretty much talking about the LTE and the reason why I really think you should always get LTE when it comes to Apple Watches, or at least why I've always gotten it. Again, that's going to be all for today. I appreciate you all, and I'll see you all in the next video. Peace.